Brothers and female brothers, fantastic news. We are finally doing a lore dive into Trazyn the Infinite. One of the coolest characters in all of Warhammer 40k, and I will consume all lore. All lore will be consumed on the next Taku channel. Definitely subscribe. I want to try for at least weekly Warhammer videos. No promises, but I'm going to try for that. So, Major Kill made a video on Trazyn the Infinite, and I'm very excited to look into this. So, my first introduction to Trazyn the Infinite is I just did a lore dive on the fall of Cadia. Cadia stands! Rest in peace, my goats. And Trazyn literally showed up with probably one of the most badass quotes I've ever heard. He literally said, "Until your god emperor wakes up, I will have to do." And he showed up, which might be the most badass shit I've ever seen in my entire life. So, for those of you unfamiliar with Warhammer 40k, it is the greatest sci-fi setting of all time. It is a war that never ends. You are now caught up. Let's go. All right, this is my first Major Kill video. I don't know what I'm expecting here.
G'day, guys and gal.
Guys and girl, let's go, let's go.
People are always debating who is the most OP entity in Warhammer 40k. Is it the Emperor, Orn,
Those are both pretty good choices.
the Void Dragon, the
All right.
Hive Mind?
Mork and Gork.
But I'm gonna throw in my own little Pokemon into this battle and make a strong case for Trazyn. Everyone's
Trazyn! Wait, was I pronouncing him wrong all along? Is he Trazyn? No, Trazyn is way cooler.
favorite lovable undead space Egyptian, Ash Ketchum cosplayer, as I believe
What?
he is actually the most powerful character in the setting,
What?
with abilities and feats which put the other heavy hitters to shame. By the end of this video, you'll be like, holy shit, Major Kill, Trazyn really is the Warhammer 40,000, or your money back. Before we get started, why am I
All right, that's crazy. Okay, all right. I didn't think he was like that overpowered. I think he says it wrong. All right, good. So I didn't think Trazyn was that overpowered. I just thought he was a fascinating character. He's a Necron soldier that is just somehow friendly with the Imperium of Mankind. He somehow buddies with all sorts of like incredible people. He does not follow the actual Necron doctrine. Like, this is just so fascinating to me.
wearing a hat? I'm not usually hat boy. Well, it's because of my surgery I spoke about in my last video.
Oh, shit, what
Full
the-
transparency, I got a hair transplant. Now, before you evil bald people started ripping me for my years I've spent waging war against
What?
you, firstly, I didn't get it because I was balding. I just had a severe widow's peak that I wanted to correct because I'm vain and insecure like that.
This was not the lore I expected today.
And secondly, even if I did it because I was balding,
Alright.
that just proves how much I despise you, that I'm willing to
Oh, god damn, he's so based.
spend a shitload
He hates bald people almost as much as I do.
of money, undergo invasive surgery, and go without sex or partying for at least 3 weeks.
Like bald people. Bald people don't have sex. It's a known symptom of being bald. It's the lack of sex.
Just not to be like you. Major Gill 1, Horus 0. But yes, I will be Hat Boy for a little while. You don't want to see my head right now. It looks like Stalingrad. But a more important
Fuck, what is going on?
news, I'm also excited to announce that the major minis are officially back.
Okay, what is happening, bro?
Becoming a high ticket outlet. I want to work my way up.
All right, let's go. Trazyn the Infinite. That's what we're here for. Let's go. God damn.
I want to work my way up his power levels, starting with the normie stuff, before getting into the autismo pew holy shittier stuff. But first, who is Trazyn? Our boy is a Necron overlord who is one of the first Necrons to wake up since the War in Heaven.
All right, so is he gonna do lore in this video, or is this just power scaling? I don't know. We'll see. But the thing is, so for those of you that want the flashback on the War in Heaven, the War in Heaven was something that happened 60 million years before the actual story takes place. It's a massive war between gods and space vampires and space elves and orcs and Necrons and all those shit. They all got together, they all fought, it was crazy, literally wiped out different civilizations. And then, after all that went down, the elf boys basically took over the entire galaxy, and the Necrons decided to put themselves in stasis to wake up 60 million years later to take over the galaxy on a later date, which was pretty awesome. So, alright.
Meaning he was active and fully conscious during the Great Crusade and Horus Heresy.
What? I did not know that. Oh my god. Holy shit, that's crazy. Trazyn woke up way earlier. So, because all the Necrons woke up in the 41st millennium, that they recently entered the fray. Apparently, this guy woke up 10,000+ years before all the other Necrons did? All right.
finding the latter to be an extremely entertaining affair. Now, most Necrons who awoke early, with the true awakening date being the current setting, not around the Great Crusade, they would suffer from dementia and malfunction. But Trazyn awoke with 100% of his faculties intact, because he's just dope as hell like that.
Bro's literally just built different. Oh my god.
Trazyn is an extremely curious kleptomaniac, traveling the galaxy in order to collect and document literally everything.
Bro's the General Grievous of Warhammer 40k. That's crazy. Bro just walks around. Oh, this will make a fine addition to my collection. Oh my god. The Silent King was a friend or friendly with Sanguinius. What? Sanguinius the Primarch was a friend of the Silent King, leader of the Necrons? Bro! Dude, I love the Necrons. They are my favorite faction in 40k, probably. God, they're so cool.
He's like a Warhammer nerd with infinite money, infinite time, and a good airbrush. Buys every army and spends all his time assembling and displaying them. He has collected guardsmen from every regiment, armor from every space.
What do you mean collected guardsmen? What does that mean? He collects, like, soldiers to fill out the lore? Yep, chat, if I'm missing any lore, you gotta fill in all the lore for me that I might be missing. Oh my god.
Chapter, and pretty much every weapon type ever forged. But beyond that, he's also collected some seriously hectic shit as well, like a Krork, a Solitaire, multiple Custodians, and
He collected Custodians? He just plays Warhammer Pokemon. Wait, he just walks around capturing, like, vital pieces of history and captures them and just adds them to his collection? That's crazy.
Hectic shit as well, like a Krork.
What?
A Solitaire.
What?
Multiple Custodians.
Multiple Custodians? These are the elite guard. Dude, these are the elite guard. Krorks are War in Heaven orcs. Dude's collection span back 60 million years. This is insane. Oh my god. He has a world called Solemnance that tells the history of forgotten people. Because he collects that shit. Some people claim he has a Primarch or two. Bro, that's why there are some Primarchs that are missing. Because Trazyn has... What the fuck? That's crazy. Custodians are the elite guard.
An Enslaver, an ancient...
What?
Canine warrior, just...
What?
To name a few.
He has a fucking army of different creatures of different times. Different bygone eras.
The dude has even collected fucking fleets.
He's collected fleets. Trazyn has Fulgrim's clone. Are you serious? He has a clone of Fulgrim? Fulgrim the Primarch? Fulgrim, the demon Primarch before he turned to chaos? The perfect incorrupted Fulgrim? Oh my god! Bro's the most goated summoner of all time. Oh my lord.
All of which is stored and displayed in the Solomon's Galleries, which is basically a world-spanning museum. As an overlord, Trazyn enjoys many powerful benefits. If you slay him, his consciousness will return intact to his tomb world where a new body will be forged for him.
So he's immortal. He's got like Rick from Rick and Morty level immortality. Anytime you kill him, he just literally gets rebuilt in his lab. That's crazy. Holy shit.
He also has 100% of his willpower and can command thousands of Necron warriors at any given time.
And of course, he also has an army. Let's go. That's why he's called Trazyn the Infinite, I guess. Holy shit. I am shocked.
But overlords really aren't that impressive in the grand scheme of things. They are often beaten by Space Marine captains or Terminators, warrior types that Trazyn finds it fun to fuck with. No, what really sets Trazyn apart is three things: his unique upgrades, his Pokémon, and his attitude towards everything. I'll start with his upgrades. Trazyn is actually a fucking monster on the battlefield due to various technologies and weapons he uses. His Obliterator Staff is considered to be one of the most powerful weapons in the entire galaxy.
This is crazy. I didn't realize he was such a threat. I just thought he was just some goofy fanboy that was just wandering around.
It's called the Emphatic Obliterator, and if Trazyn hits a single unit with it, that unit's entire squad will also die.
What is even going on? I cannot believe this.
As it reflects that damage to all nearby creatures that are of the same unit type.
Trazyn was originally a historian. When the Necrons were turned into mechanical beings, all their traits were turned to 11. Oh my god.
As the unit that was hit. So if Trazyn gets attacked by 50 gaunts, hitting one will fry all 50. This staff is also capable of parrying and damaging Catan shards, as evident when Trazyn went—
The Catan shards? The space vampire gods that were ruling the galaxy 60 million years ago before the War in Heaven? He owns the shards of those space gods?
Toe-to-toe with the Transcendent Deceiver in melee combat, a style of combat—
Dude's gonna capture the Emperor of Mankind. Like, dude, before he wakes up, he's gonna find some trick to wake him up. He's just gonna stroll into Terra, and he's just gonna capture the Emperor of Mankind in a Pokemon, in a Pokeball. What the frick? He kills you, he also erases your bloodline. Holy shit.
Combat that Trazyn loathes. It's said that his stuff was a special experiment, combining Necron tech with Old One tech, hence its fucking bonkers power. On top of that, Trazyn also borrowed a special cloak, without asking of course, that would give him time warping abilities.
Are you serious? He's tried to capture before. What? He's tried to capture the Emperor of Mankind? Bro, the only reason why he didn't capture the Emperor is because it would open another Eye of Terror on Holy Terra. That's crazy. It's his plan, actually. He argues with the High Lords of Terra that he can take better care of the Emperor. This is crazy. Oh my god. Okay, you know what? I'll be real. He snuck into the Imperial Palace. Okay, is there a book for Trazyn the Infinite? I have to read his book.
Not time travel per se, but the cloak could predict danger and also counter time traveler effects. He originally borrowed it to help in his rivalry with Orokin, as Orokin is a master chronomancer, aka time traveler, but it came in handy in his duel with the fucking Catan shard as well. A very unique power Trazyn possesses that no other Necron does, like many Necrons have discussed.
The Infinite and the Divine. You know what? I'm gonna read that. The Infinite, I'm gonna just write it down. And the Divine. It's just one book. I'm gonna read it. Holy shit. I cannot believe this. All right.
Their jealousy over Trazyn having this power is his ability to have surrogate hosts. Trazyn can, at a moment's notice, possess the body of one of his underlings. This underling will then be reshaped into Trazyn with all of his weapons and armor and powers intact.
So he is literally a fucking Lego block creation. Just all the most broken weapons he's gathered and captured from throughout all of the galaxy, all of time. And that is his body. Holy shit, what a troll.
I think Trazyn can basically teleport to anywhere where one of his surrogates are at a given.
Dude, every sentence I hear about him is insane. He just teleports all over the galaxy wherever he put his fucking Minato Jutsu curse mark. Just teleports around.
Moment, and it also means that he is like really hard to kill, as he will often flee one body before its destruction to enter into one of his surrogates. In serious circumstances, he can activate numerous surrogates at one time, like some kind of Naruto clone jutsu, and have dozens of Trazyns on a battlefield at one time.
I do not even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. He can control multiple of his bodies, and each one is overpowered. Remember how the Silent King disabled most Necron tech because it was too OP? He accidentally skipped Trazyn. He saved the Imperial people's people before, and they thought it was a weird space marine. They built a statue in his honor and he stole it? Wait, what? He's hated by every other Necron? That's insane! Wait, he saved the Imperium people's people. They thought it was a space marine, so they built a statue of him and he stole the statue of a fucking legend. Oh my god!
So you've got a Necron overlord who can teleport and clone himself with a literal god tier weapon and the ability to sense danger via his time cloak. That is someone who you do not want to fight with. But the kicker is that Trazyn's weakest aspect of himself is his physical prowess. He will rarely ever engage in this kind of primitive combat, and would rather just set 1,000 traps or schemes to defeat his enemy rather than beat them to death.
So you're telling me that his time cloak, his weapon that could atomize you and your entire bloodline, his shadow clones, and he doesn't even get into physical combat. Wow, okay. He just collects everything but doesn't fight. He's like the guy that collects all the Pokemon cards in the world but doesn't actually know how to play the Pokemon card game. He caught all 150, but he never fought the Elite Four.
Brings me to my next PowerPoint. Trazyn being a fucked up Pokemon trainer. When Trazyn captures stuff, he does so with insane ease. Like, all he does is throw a Pokeball and everyone in like 100 square meters gets sucked in.
What? Once,
when he was stealing an Elder Maiden World's Heart Crystal because he wanted it, an Elder Warhost was charging at him. It had elite knights riding dinosaurs, as well as a Farseer witch riding a T-Rex. He simply just threw a Pokeball and captured the entire Warhost with zero effort.
He has a Master Ball that could capture armies. Oh my god! He could capture armies with a Pokeball! Dude, this is next level. This is not even fair! He has battles in his collection because they're a piece of history. Dude, what is this? Dear lady, let me express my fulsome appreciation for your most generous gift. It is so rare to discover another of my own kind that appreciates my work. Therefore, to find understanding amongst a member of another race is nothing short of revelation. I realize that you briefly trod my galleries, but the fact that you spotted in such a short time in my Cabrious War collection was lacking 3 regiments of the Katachan warriors reveals that you truly have a collector's eye for detail. And to send 5 regiments, such generosity will allow me to weed out and replace a few of the more substandard pieces in my collection. Remember, he's talking about humans! He pranked an inquisitor? If I might level a minor criticism, the instructions issued to your gift were manifestly not as clear as you thought, as most of them had to be forcibly restrained. Oh my god. Wait, they sent an army after him. They sent an army after him. And he just captured them and sent them a thank you note. Sadly, it seems that the lower orders will always behave like an army of invasion, whether that be their purpose or not. However, this is a minor complaint and seems almost churlish under the circumstances. So please allow me to repay your gift with one of my own. Accompanying this message is the Hyperstone Maze, one of a series, Tesseract Labyrinth. Constructed by the height of the dynasty, whatever. It is a trinket, really, only of interest to scholars such as you and I, but I trust you will find it amusing, assuming you have the wit to escape its clutches, of course! Everything he captures stays frozen in time, in a perfect state. That's why he has an entire planet as his museum. The Inquisitor he trapped in that labyrinth eventually did escape, and now has a labyrinth of her own. This is a labyrinth from the actual war in heaven. They sent a military unit after him. He captured them, he sent them a thank you note, and trapped her in a labyrinth. This is insanity. What a troll! Okay, I'm gonna actually read the, Trazyn book for sure. For sure.
He's done this time and time again, capturing millions of combatants mid-battle. If it's a pretty spicy unit like a custodian, he can just focus on that single one unit and bam, got him. He has like unlimited fucking AoE master balls out of the wazoo, and there really doesn't seem to be anything to counter it. The only thing he generally doesn't Pokeball are demons or warp entities. I mean, it's confirmed that he could if he wanted to, but bringing those back to the gallery would eventually cause issues. As an example, he threw away the Black Bell of Saint Gestal, a super corrupted artifact, because it was annoying him. He actually threw it into the webway because nothing gets Trazyn's dick harder than fucking with the Eldar. The thing is though...
Oh my god! Oh my god. He's just still salty about the war in heaven. He's still salty about the war in heaven. Oh my god. He has a zoo.
Just display everything he catches. Once caught, Trazyn will implant his Pokemon with Mind Shackle Scarabs.
What? That's the bell that sent him to Cadia to investigate the Black Crusade. Dude! Wait, so they're not just Pokemon? They're actual Pokemon that he also can mind control? Oh my lord.
These scarabs don't just lobotomize the victims and make them, they still maintain their consciousness, but they are subtly influenced to follow Trazyn's instructions. For example, a squad of Space Marines he is shackled will engage the enemy instead of the Necrons they are fighting alongside just out of instinct. They literally just won't register the Necrons as a threat. So with this in mind, at any given moment, Trazyn can throw armies at you. During his hectic battle with a transcendent Catan shard, Orokin said to Trazyn, "Mate, you better have brought a fucking army." To which Trazyn replied, "My dear colleague, I brought 5.
Oh my god, why is he so badass? It's like, on the one hand, he's just a complete and utter goober. Huge troll. But on the other hand, he's also such a badass. I hope you brought an army, I brought 5, and they're just in his pocket.
That part of the lore was so awesome. Trazyn just throwing out army after army. Gene Stealer cultists, guardsmen, that Exodite war host he captured 10,000 years prior.
Dude. He's just, like, there's a war, and he just shows up, and he's like, alright, so let's see if your military could deal with an entire fleet of Imperial Guardsmen. Oh, you could? Very cool. What about an army of these guys?
This isn't just a one-off either. When he was on Cadia, trying to stop the opening of the Great Rift as a bit of a side quest because he found Chaos to be obnoxious,
what?
He threw out Space Marine forces that dated back to the Horus Heresy.
Fuck! This is crazy! Apparently he was also instrumental in waking Gilliman up. Dude, Trazyn is the GOAT!
These Astartes were a bit confused, but they saw Space Marine.
Trazyn called the Horus Heresy the recent human civil war. The Horus Heresy, one of the most cataclysmic events in history, was just the recent human civil war. Holy shit, and it was 10,000 years earlier.
In their colors and Space Marines with tentacles and horns, and they knew who to shoot. Dude even threw out a custodian during this battle, and the Golden Giant proceeded to go to...
So that means during the entire Horus Heresy, while people were fighting, he was just showing up on battlefields, just collecting soldiers. He has a friend that's in the priest Mechanicus that he captured, and all the priest asked him is that when he stopped time, he asked Trazyn that he was allowed to think. So he made an invention for the Imperium that Trazyn sent back with the priest of Mars, and Trazyn accepted that because he was his friend. That's insane.
Town on the bad guys. All of this though is Trazyn being extremely conservative with his Pokemon. These are like the bottom tier in terms of power of what he can do. Imagine he just says fuck it and throws out a Krork, a 12 meter tall Uber Orc.
12 meter tall orc? Bro, that's 40 feet tall.
The strength to crush a Primarch, nigh unbreakable armor, and weapons that were designed to kill gods.
He just casually has god-slaying orcs. Orcs. It is the Primarch level orcs. Oh my god.
Not only would that thing just completely rampage through entire armies, but its mere existence would send a turbo shockwave throughout the galaxy's war, drawing billions of...
Let me just remind you guys that why they were created. Krorks were created by the old ones as machines to defeat the Catan, space gods. The orcs in modern 40k are just like incredibly devolved versions of these guys.
Orcs to it who wish to witness a demigod reborn, who in turn would then grow larger and smarter. Or imagine he throws out the perfect clone of Fulgrim, randomly bringing a new...
I can't believe he has the perfect clone of Fulgrim. He has an actual Primarch in his collection. This is insane.
New semi-loyalist Primarch back to the setting. Fuck it, imagine he throws out the Hive fleet that he once captured for a laugh.
Hive fleet? He has a whole fleet of Tyranids?
Now obviously Trazyn doesn't want to throw these things as...
Because they're his collectibles. He doesn't want to waste them. Holy shit.
A, it could destabilize the galaxy.
Oh, right, yeah, and also he could destabilize the galaxy.
B, these are some of his favorite displays, but if the man unleashed everything, no holding back, his enemy would be turbo fucked. Like imagine Gilliman and his honor guard charging Trazyn. He could legitimately just pokeball them or throw a Krork at them. What are you gonna do in that situation except just eat turbo shit? All of this power is enhanced even further by Trazyn's attitude. Trazyn wants to have a fun galaxy that isn't too hard to navigate.
Dude's the GOAT. This guy's actually the GOAT. I'm not gonna lie, he is by far my favorite character in all of Warhammer 40k right now. And I will consume all lore, weekly Warhammer videos at least, okay? But goddamn.
So he can go around and steal interesting shit to add to his museum in the hopes that he can one day open it up for people to come and see.
He's actually just keeping the galaxy fun. He wants a fun zoo.
To this end, he tried and nearly succeeded in stopping the opening of the Great Rift by allowing Call to unlock the secrets of the Blackstone pylons. He also once said in passing that the Imperium should let him take the Emperor as he believes he could much better preserve or even restore him.
He actually wanted to catch the Emperor. Goddamn.
Which, based on Necron tech and all the insane shit Trazyn has in his museum, I wouldn't actually be surprised. You know how I spoke about that Deceiver Catan that Trazyn fought? Well, upon beating him, he took a shard for himself and now uses it to power his museum.
Oh
the
my
kicker
God.
is that he is constantly chatting to it and interrogating it, shifting through what are lies and what are truths. He is even feeding it smaller Deceiver shards as rewards for it sharing its knowledge with him, despite the fact that that is making it harder and harder to contain. But Trazyn doesn't care. He just turns up the containment field power.
Oh my god! Bro! He has like an actual god powering his machine and he just chats with him.
He is so aloof and hyper-fixated on what he wants that it honestly wouldn't surprise me if one day he accidentally killed Abaddon and saved the galaxy because one of the joysticks in the Vengeful Spirits command deck was a one-of-one model that Trazyn wanted.
Oh
so he accidentally murks the Warmaster of Chaos to get it.
That's crazy. Again, the Warhammer writers, I don't know how they actually managed to maintain a genuinely gritty franchise with wild characters like this, but they do.
A funny side note that pretty much perfectly encapsulates Trazyn, one time he was super mad at Orokin for fucking him over, so he spent centuries entirely focused on bypassing Orokin's defense network until he was eventually able to materialize in Orokin's room, where he proceeded to shoot Orokin in the face before leaving. Now,
Why?
Orokin simply could rewind time to undo the damage, or just heal as he is a Necron, or worst case scenario, regenerate a new body. So it literally did nothing except satisfy Trazyn's petty rage, which I thought was hilarious.
He shot a time god in the face, knowing it would do nothing but because it would annoy him. Bro, this was a centuries-long plan for a petty home invasion to piss off this guy. The funniest moment ever is when he captured some humans because he wanted to show off his museum. Wait, you're telling me he went and captured humans and brought them to his planet just to show them off? That's incredible. Oh my god. He shot Orokin because Orokin trespassed in his library. So he was pissed off for hundreds of years, plotting and planning, broke into a time god's study to essentially spit on him and leave. This is the pettiest motherfucker in the galaxy.
Speaking of...
Imagine if he was a villain.
Orokin is a genius, probably the smartest being in the galaxy. He was able to stalemate a court case against Orokin, despite the fact that Orokin kept rewinding time in the court every time he lost.
What? They're brothers? Yeah, no, I get it. They're two Necron guys, Necron overlords, and this guy can control time. And literally he kept winning the court case every time. And he would win, and he would rewind time, and he would win again. They literally had a petty off.
as Trazyn was so smart that he continually countered all of Oricon's arguments until Oricon eventually settled for a draw because he could not outwit Trazyn. Another note I need to mention is that at the end of the Infinite and the Divine book, during the epilogue...
Alright, we're getting there. I'm gonna read that.
I'm gonna skip ahead 20 seconds if you want to avoid spoilers.
You know what? I'm actually gonna skip ahead. I'm gonna avoid spoilers because I'm gonna read this book. Believe it or not, I have already completed one of the books in the Warhammer series, and it was a great read, so I'm gonna do it.
With Oricon. The book ends with Oricon, as far as I can tell, is still intact. So Trazyn was able to counter an attack by a fucking god. A god who easily tore apart and defeated a transcendent Catan shard.
Nice.
One of the most powerful things in the setting. Trazyn can destroy armies, capture armies, imprison anything, and he's a near god tier melee warrior who has the ability to literally defeat gods.
And he's such a troll. He is such a crazy troll.
The best part is that all he wants to do is show people his collection, with all of his power being collected due to his desire to protect and grow his museum, so one day people can appreciate.
He's a librarian at heart. He just wants it to make a nice place. He just wants to make a nice place.
Fuck me, that's wholesome. If you enjoyed the video and you want to support the channel, then pick up a Major Mini, more specifically the new...
Yeah, hell yeah. Definitely check out Major Kill. That was a funny video. God damn. Relief and record keeping. Yeah, I'm gonna read the book. Again, I don't think he's the strongest. Obviously, I think the gods are like on another level, for sure. But dude, that was great. Trazyn? I didn't realize he was this much of a troll. Like, I thought he sure was librarian, whatever, but I didn't realize he was like an actual massive troll. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you guys. Leave a like. New Warhammer video all the time. Funny bit about Trazyn, he has such control over his necrodermis. He is the only Necron that could smile. Of course he can. Anyway, that was fun. Thanks for being here. New Warhammer lore coming soon. I will consume all Warhammer lore. Consume it with me. Subscribe. All lore videos, daily lore videos on the lore channel. We're going to watch every cartoon. We're going to analyze every bit of media. And see you in the next one. Bye. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, man.